Bow us in, Christian.
Kyotsuke. Right?
Arigashimasu.
Hajime mashite. Let us begin.
It's summertime. We have our beach chairs here in the dojo, and we are looking forward to some beach ballin'. Do you like going to the beach?
I do, I love it. I love this shirt too. Is that Hawaiian?
Straight up Hawaiian. But it's one thing to look like you're going to the beach. It's another thing to smell like you're at the beach or you've been to the beach.
I love smelling like the beach.
So today we have 5 fragrances for you that'll make you smell like you've been to the beach, or in one case, like you are the beach. So let us begin.
I'm excited, Sensei.
All right, so coming up first, we have Ilio by Diptyque. This is an interesting release. This was 2023 by Diptyque. Beautiful. Now, one of the things that I like about this, you'll notice there's a pretty significant dent in it, is that it features a note that I don't encounter too much in my fragrance journey, and that's prickly pear.
Not just normal sweet pear.
No, not Bartlett pear, not Comise pear, not that can of pears and heavy syrup. This is a prickly pear.
Ooh, sounds good.
Here, why don't you spray that up?
Sounds good.
And then we'll see what's going on.
My Eku.
All right.
Oh, I thought it was...
Oh. Yeah, you got to protect your spray right there. Go again. All right.
Oh, that second one was good.
Ooh, I catch
Beautiful.
it over here.
Right away,
Catch
man.
it over here.
Smells like one of those Jelly Belly pear jelly beans, but it's good.
It does have some sweetness to it. That prickly pear note to me reads a lot like suntan lotion.
It does.
Are you catching some of that?
In the background, yeah. There's something that's definitely summer. I love it.
Yeah, this is one of those things where even if you're in a bad mood in the dead of winter, you put this on. Yeah. Or if you need an alibi and you need to tell somebody, oh, I've been at the beach all day, just give yourself like 5-6 spritzes of that and you will smell like you've been baking to a golden brown out there in the sun.
I was a little scared of like prickly pear, that it was going to be pear all the way, but it's not. You know, it's got that fresh pear, but it's not overwhelming. There's other stuff going on. So
Yeah, it's a little powdery, it's a little smooth, right? It feels like a little lotiony vibe that's on there, but at the bottom, there is a little bit of depth and woodiness that's in there. So this is a really easy, user-friendly, put this on before the beach. You can put it on at the beach, you know, if you're going to get yourself some fried onion rings or something like that, and you want to get back to your spot and smell not like grease and smell like the sun in Greece. I think this is definitely an easy, accessible beach wear.
it's a nice one. Nice artwork too.
The other thing that's cool about that is it's kind of right down the unisex. You can put that on a woman, put that on a man, you can put that on a dolphin.
Put that on a kid.
You could.
I feel like anyone could pull that off.
Yeah. It's,
Put that on a dolphin. If you got a dolphin, he can wear that.
you smell a little fishy, spray them up with that. There we go.
Great
All right.
number 1 pick.
Thank you. Let's move on. Our next pick is a little more manly, right? If you want to project a little masculinity out there on the sand dunes before you go and wax up your surfboard. Givenchy Gentleman, the cologne. Beautiful. Check out the box, all
Excited.
white. Now this takes that irisy Givenchy Gentleman DNA and it just freshens it up, man. It just makes it a beautiful bouquet of summertime freshness.
It's got the classic Givenchy little emblem on the top. That's a clean bottle.
That is.
Nice.
And it smells like that too.
Ready. Aim. Fire.
Pow.
Nice. Let me see. That's good. fresh cologne-y smell, but not sure on the notes. But
This one's gonna,
definitely a summery.
yeah, it's gonna open up
good.
with those, yeah, citruses. It has the iris, which also gives it that kind of beachy smell. Little, it's not. It gives you the impression of like a coconut oil.
Not as sweet as the first one, definitely.
Okay, yeah, it does have a little more rugged manliness.
Mm-hmm.
There's some woods in there.
Definitely an aquatic manly fragrance.
So where the original Givenchy gentleman will have you smelling like woody and irisy, this just freshens it up. This is taking in traditional men's cologne and adding that at the top. And the freshness, believe it or not, stays all the way through to the end, making it a pretty gratifying wear. And again, very accessible to the people around you. Nobody is going to say, "What are you wearing to the beach, dude? Why are you wearing that?"
Yeah, like I feel like you could spray your beach towel in this stuff, and just carry it around, lie it down, have the whole beach smelling like Givenchy. Ballin'.
Next up, we're going to go a little sweeter. This is Prada Luna Rosa Ocean. And this is the original. This is the Eau de Toilette. They do have an Eau de Parfum that's out there. But check out that bottle, man. Look at that beautiful blue ocean fragrance.
Looks black. In the light, it's got, that blue glass in there. Almost like sea glass.
It does look like sea glass.
You ever get sea glass? I loved that as a kid. Looking for sea glass. I'd look for sea glass over shells. Especially if you found the blue one, it was rare. Sweet. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm catching it over
Man,
here.
Prada
Catching
always
the wave.
kills it with this Luna Rosa line.
Yeah, it's a great
they
line.
kill it.
It's a great line.
Fresh. Probably easy to find, right? Not hard to... It's not like super exclusive, right? I mean, it's Prada, but it's not like... not easily accessible, right? It is easily accessible to get this stuff.
Oh, sure. You can go into any department store and they will have that in spades. They'll probably have the parfum too. And what's interesting about this, I will be transparent. I was terribly disappointed in this
And that one?
when I first got it because I didn't understand it. We're going to smell this, right? And this is one of those fragrances that will ghost you. If you put on like 5 sprays of this, next thing you know, you're like, oh yeah, feeling good, heading to the beach. You'll be like, where is it? Where'd it go? And that's because this becomes like a second skin, right? And you've been baking in the sun all day and you get home and your skin's a little salty. That's what this smells like. So this is a muskier take on the original Prada Luna Rosa that also has a little bit of iris in there too. So it's a little more evening beach. This is like campfire at the beach, snuggling up next to your significant other right there, and they will catch the smell off of you. But definitely a worthwhile wear. Just set your expectations. You're not going to be nuclear with this. It's going to stick really close. Maybe put a couple extra sprays on your Hawaiian shirt or your tank top, and you'll be enjoying this the whole time.
Yeah, when you said evening beach, like the color is even like the water, it's getting nighttime. They didn't go with like a baby blue, fresh ocean. No, they went with a dark blue faded into black. So I can almost see this as like you just got left the beach and you're going to a bar, an oceanside bar at night, and you're maybe dressing up in a Hawaiian t-shirt. Spray this on. I don't think you could go wrong.
Yeah, again, a little manly. It still has that aromatics. It's got a little citrus in there, but definitely powdery, little baby soft lavender. And then once it sits super close to the skin, you're gonna get some patchouli earthiness and again, a little saltiness. And I think that it's gonna be a nice kind of intimate, maybe beach date kind of fragrance for you out there.
How about the other Luna Rosas? Are they What if somebody out there wants to try a different Luna Rosa? Could they pull that off in the summer, you think?
Oh, absolutely. And those wear well at the beach too. But I would say if you're going to the beach in the morning, I would definitely start with Luna Rosa Original. Luna Rosa Carbon would obviously work really well at the beach. And even in the harder to find Luna Rosa Sport, which has that more lavendery vanilla-y, vanilla-y is a word, kind of DNA about it that makes it like a gym fragrance, but in a beach setting. Do yourself a couple jumping jacks, maybe a couple burpees, or even throw a kata down on the beach just to assert your dominance, and it'll definitely smell good. One fragrance I might stay away from would be the Prada Luna Rosa Black, right? With that Angelica note. That's a beautiful autumn, brisk winter day, not too terribly cold fragrance. And that has like a rubberier kind of feel to it, where if you go heavy with that and go to the beach, people are just gonna think that you're a beach ball. And I would highly advise against that. Yeah, you would be a beach ball and not beach balling.
Oh.
Beach balling, that's what you're looking for right there. So next up, we're gonna go in a completely different direction. You're in the Mediterranean. You're in Positano, and it's a hot day. And what do you smell? Beautiful architecture. You smell clay, and there's nothing more beautiful than the smell of like clay baking in the sun, like terracotta tiles. Bertrand Duchaufour perfumed a masterpiece in my estimation with the L'Eau D'Italie. And this is the Eau de Parfum. There was an Eau de Toilette that is discontinued. I did sample, I prefer this. And this is gonna give you a really completely different beachy experience, where you're gonna smell like a glorious patio, maybe with some vines, overlooking a Mediterranean vista. Let's crack this out. Check this bottle out. This is class all the way. Look at that. Bow. White, gold.
Beautiful.
Have a spray of that,
Let's
my
do
man.
it. Oh, man.
Yeah. He wants you to work for it. Bertrand.
Whoa.
Do that again. Yeah, that's
was-
high end.
Dude.
Pressurized, highly controllable atomizer. Woo!
Puts me back in Okinawa.
What are the beaches like in Okinawa?
I've never been.
Something earthy, something oceany, something minerally, something salty.
I would say salty, right? So this is a chypre, right? So chypre being cypress out there in the ocean. And again, it's gonna open up with a little bit of citrus up top, some black currants, a little incense, right? To give it some depth, but not a churchy incense or a Buddhist temple incense, just something to hang on so that you know you're somewhere exotic, right? And then you immediately get that clay note, which is just something different. There aren't too many fragrances out there that are sporting clay. So if you're a clay tennis court kind of beach vibe, wearing all crisp white, this will work for you. And then on the bottom, after you're out there swinging your racket, drinking your Prosecco, you get a little bit of note of clover, it freshens up, you get some musks, you get a little earthiness. It's absolutely beautiful.
I've never smelled that clay note in a perfume, I don't think. So I'm trying to find that, like, and hone in on the clay.
It's a vibe, right? Like Bertrand Duchaufour is the master of taking exotic locations and exotic ingredients and kind of working them into highly wearable fragrances. This isn't gonna make you smell like the floral section at your local Home Depot. This is gonna make you smell like you're walking up a beautiful staircase, cliffside, terracotta tiles, maybe somebody, spilt a little sparkling water on the tiles, and you're walking past it and you're like, whoa, what's that aroma? beautiful florals. You can almost see a couple wisps of clouds overhead.
I love it.
Oh man.
I see like one of those Italian staircases, like one of those stone, like just people walking on the street, but like one of those stone staircases that's like in the middle of like a village of stone brickwork, and that path leads to like a sandy beach.
Yeah, it's a transportative fragrance for sure. Like it definitely will put your mind somewhere else. Check it out. That's Eau
All in.
D'Italie. All right, last up. Let's say you're that guy. You're into perfumes and you want to have a real authentic niche fragrance experience at the beach. And you have money to burn.
Ooh.
What do you wear? You wear this. Silence the Sea by Strangelove NYC. And you might be saying, Sensei, that's a small bottle. And I'd say you're right. For two reasons. One, this is incredibly strong. Two, it's preposterously expensive. This bottle, if you were to purchase it at full retail, is more than $200. If you were to buy the 100 mil, you would have to trade in your Ferrari. But that's because there's real oud in this. And you might be saying, an oud fragrance for the beach? Well, let's check it out. I'll let you spray this up, and I'll tell you why I think this is an excellent beach fragrance.
Would you pay that money for a little bottle? Let's find out.
So why would you pay that kind of money for a fragrance like this?
Because silence the sea is awaiting.
And there's a stillness to this.
I don't want to miss. Oh. I'm just going to go one because this is expensive.
And it's powerful.
Oh, man.
So you're catching some of that ambergris that's down the bottom. This is Christophe Laudamiel's kind of interpretation of the sea, right? So sometimes you've been near brackish water at low tide. That's what this smells like. I love that smell. I don't necessarily think that everybody wants to smell like that, but that's how you know you're really near a legit body of water, is when the tide changes. The aroma in the air changes as well.
You really smell that. It's not just like a sea life, it's like a sea life and death and everything that comes with living in the sea. It's a, yeah, that fragrance is living and dying, maybe. I don't know.
That's an interesting way of putting it, right? Because you have the oud. Definitely get the oud. But then you also get this white truffle note. So that gives it some earthiness. And then there's jasmine, which gives it a little bit of that human smell as well. There's tuberose. And then the ambergris, which is this whale upchuck that kind of floats around in the water for long periods of time, taking in that saltiness, the mineralic notion of the sea, and then baking in the sun. And this is a really rewarding wear for a patient person. Because that opening blast,
It was fresh, you know. Yeah, I get that aquatic freshness off the get-go. But what intrigues me is the name. Is it like Silence the Sea? I mean, there's no comma after silence. So is it Silence the Sea, where this is a rough sea and you want it to silence, like a command,
Ooh.
silence the sea? Or is it like silence the sea, you're looking for that stillness in the sea and you're observing? I'm not sure.
I think that it depends on who you're wearing it around. If people are like, what are you wearing? That's when you say,
Silence! This is the sea. Remember when you used to pick up a seashell to your ear and it was like, oh, you would hear the ocean in it? We all know you didn't hear the ocean. This is like, put this up to your nose. This is what the ocean smells like.
oh, like a conch shell to the
Yeah,
nose.
like a...
I'm there. And for those of you who may be disappointed with the latest iteration of Tom Ford's Oud Mineral, this Silence the Sea is a much more legit aquatic oud. So if you need to smell like an agarwood tree with some ambergris, this is where you need to be going. And I think that if you spray it on first thing in the morning, by the time you actually get there at midday, it just dries down to this beautiful, musky saltiness. The oud smooths out, and it's super rewarding. Will definitely last all day. And you can go swimming, come back from the ocean, and you'll still smell like Silence the Sea. This is perhaps the most challenging fragrance that Strangelove NYC has in its line, and for good reason, both in terms of price and in terms of smell. But I think that if you're up for something wild, this is definitely an exotic beach wear. Silence the Sea. So what we have here is 5 different beach looks. No 2 beach days have to be the same. You could start out more traditional with your Diptyque Ilio fragrance. You could take it up more classic, gentlemanly, masculine with Givenchy's Gentleman's Cologne. You could take it to Positano, Italy with L'Eau D'Italie. Or you can get intimate and a little irisy, snuggly with Prada Luna Rosa, Ocean, Eau de Toilette. Or you can let everybody know that you're doing it loud and proud with Silence the Sea.
Which one is more bang for your buck?
I have an answer to that question, my immediate reaction. And it would be Gentleman Cologne. Because with this, you can wear this all late spring and summer, virtually every occasion that you have. Work, hanging out, beach. Perhaps you get a speeding ticket, put some of this on. It doesn't matter. This will always be in season.
It won't always get you out of a ticket.
Not unless you have an officer of the law who enjoys manly fragrances. This, on the other hand, too many sprays of this, and they will find you, and they will fine you.
Thank you for joining us.
Will you bow us out?
Absolutely. Kyotsuke. Right? Domo.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.
Silence!